A calm hush settled over the theater. As the lights dimmed, the audience leaning forward, waiting for the next act, breath soft and quiet, as if the room itself was holding its heartbeat. And in that moment, from the darkness of backstage, a young Filipino boy stepped forward, clutching an old-style silver microphone in his small hands, his outfit inspired by the king of rock and roll, sparkling under the low blue lights, creating a silhouette that instantly captured attention, even before he spoke a single word, even before the judges had the chance to ask anything. And for a moment, even the cameras seemed to freeze on him, sensing something extraordinary was about to unfold. On the AGT stage, the judges looked at him with curiosity. A young boy with slicked back hair, a calm posture and eyes full of determination. And when Simon Cowell leaned forward, you could feel the entire crowd silently urging the boy on, waiting to hear his name, waiting to know why he was there. And the boy finally breathed in, slowly and with a gentle but confident voice. He introduced himself, saying he came all the way from the Philippines, inspired by Elvis Presley, and that he wanted to bring back the voice of a legend. Not by copying, he said softly, but by honoring the music that changed his life. And the audience reacted with soft murmurs of excitement, surprised and intrigued, as if something magical was about to begin. When the music finally started, the first notes echoing gently across the theater, the boy closed his eyes, held the microphone to his lips, and delivered a voice so rich, so deep, so emotionally loaded, that the entire auditorium gasped at the same time, the judges raising their eyebrows, the camera zooming in on countless shocked faces, because no one expected a young Filipino kid to channel the timeless soul and raw emotion of Elvis Presley so perfectly. And as he continued to sing, his tone wavered gently with passion, his vibrato soft and pure, each lyric dripping with heart, pulling everyone into a powerful, nostalgic wave, leaving people stunned, whispering, wiping their eyes, slowly realizing this was not an ordinary audition. This was one of those rare AGT moments that people remember for years. As the performance grew stronger, the boy's confidence grew with it, his body moving slightly with the rhythm, his voice rising higher, steadier, richer, carrying emotion that felt far beyond his age. And the longer he sang, the more the audience became emotional, many holding their hands to their mouths, some with tears already streaming down their faces, because there was something in his voice, a kind of honesty, a kind of pain, a kind of joy that connected to memories, to family, to childhood songs, to the magic of Elvis himself. And the judges watched him with stunned expressions, Simon narrowing his eyes not in disbelief, but in admiration, realizing that this kid didn't just imitate Elvis. He revived the very soul of his music. The cameras scanned the crowd and captured people wiping their eyes, couples holding hands, fans whispering, "Oh my God," people standing slowly without even noticing, unable to control their reaction to the boy's voice. And when he hit the emotional high note in the middle, the entire auditorium erupted with applause before quickly falling silent again, wanting every second, wanting every note, taking in the rare talent unfolding on stage. And the boy continued, his voice spilling across the room like a storybook coming to life, a sound filled with sincerity and power, making the moment feel bigger, deeper, more historic with every passing note. Backstage, his mother watched with trembling hands, tears already flowing, whispering prayers under her breath, urging him on, remembering all the sacrifices they had made, all the nights he practiced, all the moments he doubted himself. And now here he was, standing on one of the biggest stages in the world, giving everything he had, sharing a piece of his heart with millions of people. And seeing him shine like this almost broke her in the best possible way, filling her with pride and disbelief, as if she were witnessing a dream unfold in real time. When the music softened again, and the boy leaned into the final lyrics, his voice lowered, emotional and raw, the crowd was completely silent, mesmerized, listening, absorbing, feeling his every word. And as he reached the final note, he held it with such power and beauty that the entire auditorium stood up together, clapping, cheering, crying, creating a wave of emotion that washed over the stage, over the judges, over the boy, who stood there shocked, overwhelmed, his hands shaking, tears building in his own eyes as he realized the crowd was giving him a standing ovation. that seemed to last forever. The judges were speechless at first, each one trying to gather their breath, Simon leaning back in his chair with the rare smile he only gives when he witnesses something truly special. And after a long moment of applause, he finally leaned forward, staring at the boy, saying that he came to AGT expecting good singers, expecting surprising acts, but not expecting this, not expecting a voice so powerful, so emotional and so beautifully connected to the spirit of Elvis Presley. And he told the boy that what he did was not an impression, not an imitation, but a rebirth of a legendary sound, and that only true natural talent could do that, bringing the crowd roaring once again. Heidi, still wiping tears from her eyes, said she felt goosebumps from the first note, and that the performance brought back memories of listening to Elvis growing up, and that she never thought she'd hear that same emotional depth again, especially not from someone so young. And Sophia agreed, saying she felt transported, taken back in time, carried by the emotion in his voice, and that his gift was something truly once in a lifetime, something the world needed to hear, something that deserved to go far beyond the AGT stage. Then came Howie, leaning forward with a smile, telling the boy that he didn't just honor Elvis, he honored the music of an entire generation, and that the way he sang didn't feel like a child performing. It felt like an old soul sharing truth, sharing love, sharing heart. And he said that voices like his don't come around often, that voices like his changed lives, bring people together, and for a moment, the boy stood there trembling, taking in every word, unable to speak, overwhelmed by emotion. Then everything went quiet again, the audience lowering into their seats, but still buzzing with excitement, and all eyes turned to Simon, who always spoke last, always made the final call, always chose his moment carefully. And he looked at the boy with a mix of admiration and something deeper respect, because he knew he wasn't just looking at a singer. He was looking at a phenomenon, a young star who had just delivered one of the most unforgettable performances AGT had ever seen. Simon slowly stood up, the crowd reacting immediately, sensing what might be coming, people rising to their feet again, cheering louder, shouting encouragement. And the boy stared at Simon with wide, tear-filled eyes, not knowing what was happening, not knowing what to expect. And Simon looked at him with a gentle smile and said, This is one of those moments I will never forget, and I don't think America will forget it either." And before the boy could even react, Simon lifted his hand and slammed it down on the golden buzzer. The theater exploded into chaos. Cheers blasting through the room, gold confetti raining down like a storm of stars, swirling around the boy, sticking to his hair, his clothes, his microphone, covering the stage and shimmering gold, and he dropped to his knees, overwhelmed with emotion, crying, smiling, shaking, the judges standing, the crowd screaming, his mother backstage crying uncontrollably, calling his name, unable to believe what she was seeing. Unable to believe her son had just earned the golden buzzer on America's Got Talent. As the confetti continued to fall, the camera is zoomed in on his face, capturing pure joy, pure disbelief, pure history in the making. And Simon walked onto the stage, placing a reassuring hand on the boy's shoulder, telling him he deserved every moment of this, that his talent was rare, that his voice was extraordinary, and that his journey was just beginning. And the boy, wiping his tears, managed to whisper a thank you, his voice trembling, his heart overflowing, feeling like the world had just opened its arms to him. Backstage, as he reunited with his mother, they hugged tightly, both crying, both shaking, both laughing through tears, realizing that all the struggles, all the sacrifices, all the dreams whispered late at night had led to this moment, this golden moment, this once-in-a-lifetime chance. And the cameras captured every second, the boy still staring at his hands, at the confetti stuck to his fingers, trying to understand that this wasn't a dream, that he had really done it, that he had really changed his life with one incredible performance. As the show continued, the judges kept talking about him. The audience kept buzzing. Social media began exploding with clips, reactions and stunned comments, people calling him Filipino Elvis, the rebirth of Elvis, the kid with the golden voice. And within hours, the world began to notice, people sharing his story, connecting with his emotion. spreading his performance across platforms, turning him into a viral sensation overnight. But for him, it wasn't about going viral. It wasn't about fame. It wasn't about views or followers. It was about singing from his heart, singing because music was his life, singing because it connected him to home, to culture, to family, singing because it made him feel alive. And when he walked off the AGT stage that night, he knew everything had changed. But he also knew that he would keep singing, keep improving, keep honoring the legacy that inspired him, and keep sharing his gift with the world. And so the story of the young Filipino Elvis began, not just as a performer on AGT, not just as a kid who shocked the world, but as a symbol of passion, courage, and the beautiful truth. That talent can come from anywhere, from anyone, from any corner of the world. And when you believe in your voice, when you give your heart to your dream, the world will listen, the world will feel it. And sometimes, just sometimes, the world will rise to its feet and cry tears of joy as gold confetti falls from the sky.